Hi, Firsties. It's me, Mrs. Elkins. I have another book to share with you today. Yesterday, we read about the three little pigs. Well, today it's the three little fish. Look at that. And the big bad shark. Look at those teeth. I'd be afraid. Let's go read some. The Three Little Fish and the Big Bad Shark by Ken Geist, illustrated by Julia Gorton. I love the way they did that. Once upon a time, there lived a mama fish and her three little fish, Jim, Tim, and Kim. Hey, that's rhyming, right? Jim, Kim, and Tim. It is now time, said the mama, for each of you to make a home in the deep blue sea. So off they went. And look at that. They're finding their way in the ocean. Doesn't it remind you of the three little pigs? It's time for them to go. So the first little fish, named Jim, he swam away and met a seahorse playing in some seaweed. Can I have some of the seaweed so I can build a house? Take as much as you can carry, said the seahorse. Jim gathered the seaweed and made a weedy little house. Do you see it? It's all out of seaweed. Do you think seaweed would be very strong? Let's see. Jim had just finished building his seaweed house when he heard the big bad shark knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in. The little fish trembled and replied, Not by the skin of my finny fin. Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house. Roared the shark. Roared. Look at those teeth. Do you think he's scared? Do you think that house will be strong enough to protect the fish? What's your prediction? Were you right? So the big bad shark munched and he crunched and he ate up every bit of the seaweed house. And Jim swam away just in time. Lucky for Jim, right? He should have been proactive and planned a better house. Remember, leaders always begin with the end in mind. Soon Jim found his brother. Tim said, Don't worry, Jim. We fish stick together. Get it? Fish stick? Ha! You can help me build a sandy little house. Look at that house. That one looks cool, right? Do you think sand would be very strong? Would it protect you from a shark? Let's see. I hope they're being leaders. Jim and Tim had just started to relax in the sandy little house when the big bad shark came knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in. To which the little fish replied, the brave little fish replied, Not by the skin of my finny fin. Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in. Roared the shark. And look at those sharp teeth. Do you think the sand castle will be strong enough? Let's go see. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched until he got a sandy mouthful and the house crumbled. Jim and Tim swam and swam. Doesn't look like the house was strong enough. Lucky they got away just in time. Until they reached their sister Kim. Kim was setting up her house in an old wooden ship. The big bad shark destroyed our house. Don't worry, you can live with me, said Kim. And they did. Read that with me. Don't worry, you can live with me, said Kim. And they did. That's a good sister, right? Do you think this house looks stronger? Was she being a good leader and beginning with the end in mind? Let's find out. The three little fish had just finished lunch when they heard, who do you think it is? What's your best prediction? You right? Yes, they heard the big bad shark knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in. To which the smart fish replied, not by the skin of my finny fin. Read that with me. Not by the skin of my finny fin. Then I'll munch and I'll crunch and I'll smash your house in, roared the shark. So what's your prediction this time? Will the house be strong enough or no? Let's see. The big bad shark munched and he crunched, but he could not smash the house in. And all his teeth fell out. Oh no, look at the shark now. Now he doesn't look so scary, does he? So the 3 little fish were safe at last. And look at, what does the shark have to eat now because he doesn't have teeth? Seaweed. Like all good folk stories, it ends happily ever after. The end. Get out your read and respond notebook. That got me thinking. Here's mine. Mine is pink, and I like to keep a sticky note in it so I can find my page the next day. For habits, I said the 3 little pigs teaches habits by showing us to work first and play later. Speaking of working first and playing later, thinking about those houses. Some of those houses weren't very strong. We need to think about making a plan. If you were to make a house, what would you make a house out of? What would be something very strong that you think would make a nice house? So we're going to go ahead and write a sentence in our next open page. We're going to say, I would make a strong house out of, Let's get started. We know we begin with a capital letter right up here at the left, I. It's always a capital anyways when it's I alone. Now we're going to spell the word would. What's you heard at the beginning of that sound? W. Did you hear it? Yeah, it's a W. Would. W-O-U-L. What's at the end? Would. D. Did you hear it? It's a D. I would make. Let's get ready for that one. A. K. We have to put the silent E at the end of that to make the A say that long sound. Make. M-A-K-E. I would make a house. Let's sound that one out together. Did you hear it? Sound it out again. House. Yeah, that's an H at the beginning. And the O-U makes the ow sound. House. Do you hear the S at the end? And then a silent E again, just like in make. We don't hear it. I would make a house out. Hear the ow again. O-U. Out of. O-F. Of what? What is something really strong that you would want to make your house out of? Think about it. Be proactive. Something that would last and also look nice. You don't want it to be an ugly house either. What would you make your house out of? Write it here and then draw a picture to share in the morning. And it doesn't have to be the things that people normally use. Just think of something you think is very strong. I can't wait to see what you write. Make sure you color in your pictures too. Be a leader. Bye, Firsties.